Richard Boykin, Cook County Commissioner, District 1. Let me thank Reverend Jackson for convening us. W.E.B. Du Bois said that the problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line. I'd take it even further and say that the persistent problem of the 21st century is that of color. And what we saw yesterday in Minnesota, what we saw in Baton Rouge, is horrific. The governor of Minnesota said that had the passenger and had the driver been white, they would still be alive today. That is an indictment on all of America, and we must do something about this. The dual aspects that a black man faces living in America today is either being gunned down by somebody who looks like them, who is black, or being gunned down by police officers operating under color of law. That is wrong. We saw that during slavery. We saw that during Jim Crow segregation, where basically black lives did not matter. Black men were targeted by police unfairly. We must do something about this. We must say that everybody's lives matter. We must respect life first and foremost. And I'm pleased to join with Reverend Jackson. We're going to come up with a set of solutions, a set of demands that we will demand of the governor, that we will demand of the legislature, of the Cook County Board, of the city, and the mayor. And those list of demands will begin right away. Thank you so much.
Let me say, as we open up the press questions, we've asked over and over again, President consider convening a White House conference on violence, poverty, racial disparities, and plan for Reconstruction. When the killing took place in Orlando, the president and the vice president went to Orlando. Was the right thing to do. Sandy Hook, the right thing to do. Over 300 killings in Chicago this year, since half the year has passed. Over 2,000 have been shot. The kind of celebration last weekend, the 3 were killed and 40 plus were shot. The problem with that, the 43 that were shot, that's $50,000 per wounded person getting medical treatment, and up to $1 million if they were paralyzed in a wheelchair. So the cost of the killing is burdening on all of us. We must, in fact, end the fight, drugs in, jobs out, people challenge, able to carry with them semi-automatic military-style weapons. Questions?
Reverend, back in 1968, the Kerner Commission said that our society was headed for 2 separate nations. One black, one white, separate and unequal. Has the environment changed at all? Do we need another Kerner Commission?
Well, we need a Human Rights Commission that's functional, but the Kerner Commission was right then. It's even more right today. Within the Chicago zone alone, 80+ thousand vacant homes, abandoned lots. We bail out the banks, not linked to lending out the reinvestment. 50 public schools closed. 50 drugstores, 75 grocery stores closed, no trauma unit, 140 schools without a library. Kids cannot study high tech in these schools for the most part. On the south side of town, the roads in Englewood, unemployment is around 20% for adults, around 55% for youth, the same with Austin and on the west side. We find ourselves in a situation where on the north side of town, unemployment is less than 3%. Suburbs, John Warner side. There are 3 cities: south, west side, the north side, and suburbs. We all deserve better. Why do we do so well? Why do we get the dead roses, as it were, the wage, the going wage from the ghettos? Because whenever the playing field is even, and the rules are public and the goals are clear, the referees are fair and the score is transparent, we can make it. The rules are not fair. The playing field is not equal. And it does not matter what kind of police chief we have. You cannot police poverty. You cannot police poverty. You must eliminate poverty, not police it. Eliminate it. And even with the best of police chief, the FOP controls the police discipline. The FOP determines what police will and will not do, can and cannot do. No case is more visible than the Warren McDonald case. The police who saw the killing lied and filed false reports. They're still working on accountability. One guy, the fall guy, Jason, as the fall guy, was getting indicted, but he just almost a diversion from the fact that there's a please, discipline, codes, control our police department's behavior.
Reverend, in the morning we did hear the chief of police of Dallas talk about how they don't, the officers there don't necessarily feel the support from the community, and they were asking for the support. How is the relationship currently with Rainbow Push and the Chicago Police Department, and overall with the members?
Relationships are good, but the gaps are great. The gaps are great in that they're trying to police 80,000 vacant homes and abandoned lots. We need housing, not just better police, we need better housing policy. The violence is not just police violence and judge giving us time and crime that don't correspond. It's banker policy violence. It's healthcare violence. Number one in infant mortality. Number one in short life expectancy. Banker policy. Healthcare policy. Education policy. Racial disparity is high on the agenda. That's what we would ask for if White House Congress on violence. We don't make guns in Chicago. Not bullets in Chicago. But we know where they are made. The trail to where guns are made, and they come into a certain shop, and whether from legal to straw purchases. I mean, when the drugs come, the guns in, the drugs in, jobs out. We must have a plan to offset it. Remember that. Why do people call the White House Conference? Because it has the power to illuminate the darkness, to mobilize resources, and a remedy. It's beyond our control. We're doing the very best we can.
Reverend, you have sought this White House conference for years. If it can't happen under President Obama, what is the hope that it's going to happen in the future?
Well, it could, but it has not. And it must. It must happen. Because it's simply deteriorating. I mean, Inglewood and Rose